How did one mean office vent end with divorce papers handed to me in the building lobby while my coworkers watched? Why did my husband look calm when I shook, like he had been ready for this moment for weeks? My name is Sula Pennington, and I used to think I was a very patient wife. I worked hard, I planned everything. I carried the calendar in my head like a second job. People at work said I was reliable. They said I was the one who kept projects from falling apart. I believed that meant I deserved more at home too. Ethan was my husband. He was an electrician. He came home with dust on his boots and his phone full of job photos. He liked simple meals and early nights. He liked to say he was tired. Like that explained everything. I told myself I was not asking for much. I told myself I only wanted a man who could provide, a man who could lead, a man who could make me feel safe. Ethan did not hit me, and he did not yell at me, but he also did not rise. He stayed the same. That felt like a choice to me. That day at the office, the air felt thick, like the building had no real oxygen. The open-plan floor was loud with keyboards and low voices. At lunch, I walked to the break room with Janelle and 2 other co-workers. Janelle asked how my weekend was. I said it was the same. She asked if Ethan helped. I said he helped in his own way, and they all laughed like they already knew the punchline. I could have stopped there. I could have said nothing more. But I felt heat in my chest, the kind that comes when you want people to agree with you. I wanted the room to look at me like I was strong. I wanted them to see me as the one who deserved better. Janelle said her boyfriend had surprised her with concert tickets. Another coworker said her husband had bought a new stroller without being asked. They spoke like it was normal for a man to notice things. I heard myself say Ethan never surprised me. I said he acted like paying a bill was romance. I said he thought showing up was enough. Then I went further, because the words were easy once they started. I said Ethan was a failure at providing. I said I carried the real weight. I said he talked about overtime like it was a gift, but then he cut back and called it family time. I said I did not marry a roommate. I said I married a man, and he was not acting like one. I said I had standards, and nobody respected standards in my house. They all leaned in, like my life was a show. Janelle asked what Ethan even did with his money. I said he spent it on tools, and acted like that was an investment. One of them asked if I had ever told him this. I said I had tried, and I said he always got quiet, like silence was his weapon. I said it made me feel alone. I said I was tired of being the adult. I felt proud when they nodded. It felt like proof. It felt like a jury that already chose my side. My phone buzzed on the table, and the screen flashed a preview from Brent Collier. He worked 2 rows over from me, but he always found ways to be near. His message was short. He asked if I was okay today. He said he could tell I was stressed. I did not answer right away, but I let the phone stay face up so the others could see the name. That was not an accident. I liked the small thrill of it. Janelle noticed and asked who Brent was. I said he was just a coworker. I said he was normal. Like that explained why his attention felt good. I said he listened. I said he understood ambition. I saw their faces change, like they were building a different story about me now. I let them. Then, right in the middle of my sentence, the break room door moved. I did not hear it at first because of the coffee machine and the laughter. I saw it. The door opened a little, and the light from the hallway cut across the floor like a thin blade. Ethan stood there. He held a small paper bag, the kind from the sandwich place near our house. His other hand held a keyring, my keyring. I had left it on the counter that morning, and I had texted him to bring it. I had even added a smiley face because I liked to make my requests look sweet. For a second, nobody spoke. I felt my throat tighten, but I did not look away. I looked at him like he had interrupted me on purpose. That felt safer than looking guilty. Ethan's eyes moved across the room. He did not glare. He did not shout. He just looked, slow and careful, like he was counting faces. He asked if this was a bad time. I said it was lunch, and he could leave the bag on the counter. I said it like he was a delivery man. Janelle tried to smooth it over. She said they were just talking. Ethan nodded once. He put the bag down. He placed the keys beside it. Then he asked me if we needed anything for dinner. I hated that question in that moment. It sounded calm. It sounded like a good husband. It made me look cruel. I said we were fine. I said I would handle it. I did not thank him. I did not stand up. I stayed seated because standing felt like surrender. Ethan's mouth moved like he wanted to say something else, but he did not. He looked at the floor, then back at me. He said, "Okay." He left. The door closed behind him with a soft click that sounded too final. After he left, the break room stayed quiet for a beat. Then someone let out a small laugh, unsure. Janelle asked if he always did surprise visits. I said yes, because he was controlling. I said he liked to check on me. I said it was embarrassing. I watched them accept my words because it was easier than changing the mood. In the afternoon, I walked back to my desk. My hands shook a little, but I told myself it was anger. I told myself Ethan had no right to walk into my space like that. I told myself he needed to learn boundaries. In my mind, the problem was still him. A little later, I passed his name in my phone and almost called. I did not. I sent a short text instead. I asked why he came to my work like that. I said it made me look bad. He replied with one line. He said I asked him to bring the keys. That was true, and I did not like it. When I got home that evening, Ethan was already there. The house felt colder than usual. The kitchen lights were on, but the room still felt dim. 2 mugs sat on the counter, not side by side, but apart, like strangers. Ethan asked how my day was. I said it was stressful. I said he added to it. He asked what I meant. I said he knew what he did. I said he embarrassed me. Ethan stood very still. He asked what he heard at lunch. I acted confused. I asked what he was talking about. He said he heard me talk about him in the break room. I let out a sharp breath, like he was being dramatic. I said it was nothing. I said coworkers joke. I said he was too sensitive. I said he always took things the wrong way. He asked why I would say he was a failure at providing. I said I never said that. I said he must have misheard. I said the break room was loud. I said it was unfair to accuse me based on one moment. Ethan did not argue. That was the part that scared me. He just looked at me, like he was taking a picture inside his mind. Then he asked if I wanted to eat. I said I was not hungry. He nodded and turned away. Later, when the house got quiet, I heard a sound from the hallway. It was small but clear. It was a click, like a drawer being locked. Ethan's steps moved toward the bedroom, then stopped. I sat on the couch with my phone in my hand, staring at the dark screen. For the first time, I wondered if he was not just hurt. I still told myself I was right. I still told myself he brought this on himself. But I also knew he heard everything. The next morning, I woke up before my alarm. The house was quiet, but not peaceful. It was the kind of quiet that feels like someone is holding their breath. I walked into the kitchen and saw the mugs again. Mine was near the sink. Ethan's was near the window. They were not touching. I told myself it was childish. I told myself he was trying to punish me with small things. Ethan came in a minute later. He did not look tired. He looked careful. He asked if I wanted coffee. I said yes, like I was still the normal one. He poured coffee without speaking much. I watched his hands. He moved slowly, like he did not want to spill anything. Mia came in with her hair messy and her backpack half open. She asked if it was a school day. I said yes. Ethan said he would do the drop-off. I almost said no, because I did not like him taking control of the morning, but I also did not want to look like the bad parent. So I said fine. While Mia ate cereal, Ethan checked his phone. The screen lit up and I caught a glimpse of a calendar reminder. It said, meeting, personal, and it had a time under it. The words were plain, but it made my stomach tighten. I asked what that was. Ethan said it was something he needed to handle. I asked if it was work. He said no. I asked where it was. He said it was just a meeting. He did not explain. He did not defend. That annoyed me more than anger would have. When Ethan used to get upset, I could push him into saying something messy. Then I could tell myself I was reacting, not causing. Now, he was not giving me that. After they left for school, I got dressed for work and stared at my phone. I wanted to text Brent. I told myself I only wanted a friend who understood me. I told myself it was harmless. I typed a message and erased it, then typed again. In the end, I sent something simple, like I was casual. I asked how his morning was. He replied fast. He said he hoped I was okay. He said he hated seeing me stressed. That small attention felt warm, and I let myself lean into it. At work, I did what I always did. I answered emails. I solved small problems. I smiled at the right people. But I kept thinking about Ethan's face in the break room. I kept hearing the soft click of that drawer in my mind. I told myself he was being dramatic. I told myself he would calm down, like he always did. At lunch, Janelle asked if Ethan was still weird. I rolled my eyes. I said he was acting cold. I said he was using silence to control me. I said it was emotional. I said he wanted me to beg. I watched their faces, and I saw them lean toward me again. It made me feel strong. Janelle asked if Ethan even paid bills on time. I laughed and said yes, but only because I reminded him. I said men like him needed managing. I said it was like having an extra child. They laughed again. I did not correct them. I did not tell them Ethan had been doing school drop-offs and cooking more. I did not tell them he had cut overtime because Mia asked him to be home. Those details did not help my story. That evening, I told Ethan we needed groceries. He asked what we needed. I said everything, like it was his job to know. He said he could come with me. I said yes because I wanted him in public. I wanted him to look small next to me. I wanted the world to see I was the one pulling him. At the supermarket, the lights were too bright and the air smelled like bread. We walked the aisles with the cart between us. Ethan pushed it, steady and quiet. I threw items in without thinking. I added extra snacks, expensive coffee, a new face cream, and a bottle of wine for guests, even though we had no guests planned. I told myself I deserved comfort. Ethan asked if we were sticking to the list. I said the list was old and boring. He asked if we could keep it simple this week. I said he was always trying to limit me. He said he was trying to be responsible. I said he was cheap. He did not raise his voice. He just nodded once, like he heard the word and stored it somewhere. At the checkout, the cashier scanned our items and the total climbed higher than I expected. I watched Ethan's face, waiting for him to look embarrassed. I wanted him to feel exposed. When the cashier asked if it was all on one payment, Ethan said it would be split. He said the household items would go on the joint card, and the extra personal items would go on my card. I felt my cheeks get hot. I asked what he was doing. He said he was paying for what we agreed on. He said the rest was mine. I said he was humiliating me in front of strangers. He said he was not humiliating me. He said he was being clear. The cashier did not care. She just waited. I pulled out my card with shaking fingers and paid. I wanted to cry, but not from sadness. I wanted to cry from rage. I told myself he was trying to make me look bad. I told myself he wanted people to think I was greedy. I told myself he was playing games. In the car, I asked if this was his new rule. He said he was not making rules. He said he was keeping things clean. I asked what that meant. He said it meant no confusion. I said he was acting like a stranger. He said he was tired of fighting. I said he was punishing me. He said he was protecting peace. At home, Mia ran to the kitchen and asked what we bought. Ethan handed her a banana and told her to wash her hands. He sounded normal with her. That made me feel wrong in a way I did not like. I told myself he was putting on a show. I told myself he was trying to look like the perfect dad to make me look like the problem. Later, Ethan took out a folder from a drawer near the hallway. I only saw it for a second, but the label said Utilities. He opened it, checked something inside, and put it back. He did it like a routine, like he had started organizing life without me. I called my mother after Mia went to bed. I told her Ethan was being cold and controlling with money. I said he embarrassed me at the store. My mother said I needed to stay calm and protect my image. She said people believe the confident person. She told me not to let Ethan paint me as unstable. When Ethan walked past the living room, I asked if he was trying to scare me with this new behavior. He asked what I meant. I said the folder, the calm voice, the way he looked through me. He said he was just handling things. I told him he was acting like I did something terrible. He did not answer. He went to the hallway again, and I heard that same small click, a lock, a drawer, something closing. I sat there with my phone in my hand and felt the walls tighten around my life. I still told myself I was the victim, but the story was starting to feel thin even to me. Thursday came with a nervous kind of energy at work. It was happy hour day, and everyone acted like it was part of the job. Janelle walked past my desk and asked if I was coming. I said yes, because saying no would look like I was losing. I told myself I needed people on my side. I told myself Ethan could not be the only judge of me. Brent stopped by my desk later. He asked if I was still stressed. I said I was fine, but my home life was heavy. He said he understood. He said I deserved to be seen. He said some men got comfortable and forgot what they had. I did not correct him. I let those words sit in my mind like a soft blanket. On the ride up to the rooftop bar, I checked my phone and saw a message from Ethan. It was short. He asked what time I would be home, because Mia had reading practice. I answered that I would be late. I added that he could handle it. I did not say sorry. In my head, I had already decided he owed me this freedom. The rooftop bar was loud and bright. The city lights made people look better than they were. The music was not too fast, but it was steady, like a heartbeat. Janelle waved at a long table and the group pulled me in. I told myself this was my world. I told myself Ethan could stay in his quiet house with his calm face. People ordered drinks and leaned close to talk. Someone asked how my marriage was going. I felt that same heat rise in my chest, the heat that pushes me to perform. I said it was hard, living with a man who did not understand pressure. I said Ethan acted like a hero for doing school drop-offs. I said he cut overtime and called it being present, but he did not bring more money, and he did not bring romance either. One coworker asked if I meant money was tight. I said money was not tight because I made sure it was not. I said I was the one who kept our life moving. I said Ethan only reacted. I said he waited for me to tell him what to do. I said I felt like I married a passenger. Janelle laughed and said she could not live like that. I said nobody should. I said I wanted a partner, not a project. I watched their faces as they nodded. It was like I could push a button and get the reaction I wanted. That felt like control. Brent came over with 2 drinks and held one out to me. He said he remembered what I liked. I took it, and my fingers touched his for a second. He leaned in and asked if Ethan ever apologized for embarrassing me at work. I said Ethan did not even admit he did anything wrong. I said he liked to act calm so he could look reasonable. I said it was his trick. Brent said Ethan sounded insecure. I said he was. I said he had that provider pride, but he could not back it up. The words came easily because I had said them before. They were becoming a script. I told myself the script was truth. A woman from another team asked who Brent was to me. I said he was just a coworker. I said he was someone who actually listened. Brent smiled like he liked that answer. I liked the way it made me look, like I had options. Someone wanted photos. People stood close, shoulders touching, glasses raised. Janelle said she would tag everyone. I did not stop her. Brent moved beside me. Too close for just coworkers, and I let it happen. I told myself it was harmless. I told myself a photo was not a crime. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed. I looked down and saw Ethan's name. He called once, then stopped. A minute after that, a message came through from a mutual friend, someone Ethan knew from the neighborhood. The friend said he saw a photo online and asked if everything was okay at home. My stomach dropped for a second. I hated that feeling. I hated how fast the world could see me. I told myself it was unfair. I told myself I was allowed to have a night out. I told myself Ethan had no right to make it a problem. Brent noticed my face change and asked what happened. I said nothing. I said people were just nosy. He said he did not want drama. He said office gossip could get messy. I told him Ethan would not do anything. I said Ethan was all talk and no action. I heard myself say it like a dare. Later, when I went to the restroom, I checked the photo again. There were comments. Some were harmless, but a few had that tone, like people were reading between lines. I wanted to delete it, but deleting it would look like guilt. I decided to leave it up, like I was proud. I told myself confidence was protection. When I got back to the table, Janelle asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. I said my husband just liked to play victim. I said he acted hurt to make me look cruel. I said he was not a real man if he needed sympathy to feel important. They laughed again, but it sounded thinner this time, like even they felt the edge. The night ended with people spilling into the elevator and then down to the parking garage. The concrete air felt damp and cold. Brent walked with me, and his shoulder brushed mine again. He asked if I wanted to talk somewhere quieter. I said it was late and I needed to go. He said he understood, but he also said I should not go home and let Ethan punish me. He said I should stand firm. He said respect follows results. That line hit me because it sounded like something I already believed. I told myself I had results. I told myself I was the one people wanted to hear. When I got to my car, I sat for a moment before starting it. My hands were a little shaky. I checked my phone and saw another message from Ethan. He said Mia was asleep. He said he moved her reading practice to tomorrow. He asked me to drive safe. It made me angry because it was polite. It made me angry because it gave me nothing to fight. At home, the driveway light was on. Ethan's car was parked nose out, pointed toward the street, like he might leave at any time. That small detail made my chest tighten. I walked inside and saw the guest room door slightly open. A dim light glowed from the hallway. Ethan stood at the counter, rinsing a cup. He asked if I had fun. I said yes. He asked who I was with. I said coworkers. He asked if Brent was there. I felt my face heat up and I turned it into offense. I asked why he cared. I said he was being paranoid. I said he was stalking my life. Ethan did not raise his voice. He said he saw the photo. He said he did not like being mocked at work and then seeing me pose with a man who kept texting me. I said it was networking. I said he was twisting it. I said he wanted to control me because he felt small. He looked at me for a long moment. Then his phone made a soft beep, like a reminder. He picked it up, glanced at it, and set it down again without a word. I caught only 2 words on the screen before it went dark. It said, paper drop. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself it was work. But the way he moved was not like work. It was like a plan. He walked past me and into the hallway. I heard another quiet click, like a lock closing. I stood in the kitchen with my shoes still on and felt my confidence slip, just a little, like a mask that did not fit anymore. Saturday morning felt too bright for how heavy my chest was. The sun came through the blinds and made lines on the kitchen floor. Ethan was already up. He had Mia's lunch bag open on the counter like it was a school day, even though it was not. He said he wanted to take her to the park early, before it got busy. I said I could come too, because I did not like him making plans without me. He asked if I was coming because I wanted family time, or because I wanted to watch him. I told him he was being unfair. I said I was her mother, and I could go anywhere I wanted. He nodded like he agreed, but his face stayed blank. That blank face made me feel judged. In the car, Mia hummed to herself and kicked her feet lightly. Ethan kept both hands on the wheel. His phone made a soft beep once, and he glanced down at it when we stopped at a light. I saw a contact name that was only an emoji, just a small blue dot. I asked who that was. He said it was nothing important. I told him it looked strange. He said he was not discussing his phone with me. That annoyed me. I told myself he was hiding something now too. I told myself it made us even. I did not say that out loud, because I knew how it sounded. At the playground, Mia ran to the swings. She asked Ethan to push her high. He asked her how her reading was going, and she said she was getting better. He told her he was proud. I stood near the bench and watched them, and I felt a hard mix of feelings. Part of me wanted to step in and be the center. Another part of me wanted to look away, because they looked like a good team without me. Mia asked why Ethan was staying in the guest room. She asked it like it was a simple fact, like asking why the sky was blue. Ethan paused and said grown-ups sometimes need space to think. He said she did nothing wrong. Mia asked if I was mad at him. Ethan said no. Then she turned to me and asked why I was always on my phone. I laughed like it was cute. I said I had work messages. I said adults have responsibilities. Mia said she saw my screen at night and it was not work. She said she saw a heart. My stomach tightened. I asked her what she meant. She said she did not know, but she said she saw a name, and it was not Dad. Ethan did not look at me. He looked at Mia and said she did not need to worry about adult phones. He said she should play. Mia ran to the slide, but her shoulders looked smaller. I told myself, kids imagine things. I told myself Mia was repeating something she heard. I told myself this was Ethan's influence, even though he had not said anything bad. On the way home, Ethan asked if I wanted to talk later, after Mia's nap. I said there was nothing to talk about. I said he was the one acting cold. He asked if I knew how that sounded after what he heard at my work. I said he was still stuck on that. I said he should let it go. I said he was trying to punish me for speaking the truth. He did not answer. He turned the radio down and drove in silence. I hated silence because it gave me space to hear myself. That afternoon, I called my sister Tara. I told her Mia was asking questions, and Ethan was acting like a saint. Tara laughed and said Ethan was performing. She said, I needed to stop letting him look like the victim. She said we should do a family dinner so everyone could see what was really going on. I agreed fast, because I liked the idea of witnesses. I liked the idea of an audience. We met at a family restaurant with a long table in the back. The lighting was warm and soft, like the place was trying to hide tension under candles. My mother Lydia came first, then Tara, then Ethan's parents, Denise and Mark. Ethan arrived with Mia holding his hand. He did not hold my hand. He pulled Mia's chair out and asked her what she wanted to drink. He sounded calm, like he had practiced being calm. My mother asked how things were at home. I said Ethan had been distant. I said he was using money and silence to control me. I said he was trying to embarrass me in public. I described the grocery checkout like it was cruel. I said he split the payment to make me look greedy. I watched my mother's face, and she frowned at Ethan like she already chose my side. Denise asked Ethan how he felt. She did not look at me when she asked. Ethan said he was focusing on Mia's routine and keeping the house steady. Denise asked if he felt respected. Ethan said he did not feel respected. He said he heard things at my workplace that he could not forget. I jumped in fast. I said he was twisting it. I said it was a joke that someone repeated wrong. I said he was acting like I committed a crime. I said he was sensitive and insecure. I said a real man would not melt down over words. I kept my voice firm because I wanted the table to believe the confident person. Tara added that Ethan always wanted praise for basic things. She said some men were just weak inside. My mother nodded and said a husband should provide without being asked. She said marriage was not supposed to feel like a burden on the wife. Mark stayed quiet for a while. Then he said Ethan had provided for years. He said providing was not only money. He said he saw Ethan show up for Mia. Denise said respect mattered. She said she would not live in a house where people laughed at her husband. I felt my control slip. So I changed the target. I said Denise never liked me. I said she wanted Ethan for herself. I said she was the reason Ethan could not grow up. Denise's face went hard. She told me to stop blaming everyone else. She said she was tired of watching me talk like a queen and treat Ethan like a servant. Ethan did not interrupt. He ate slowly and wiped Mia's hands with a napkin when she spilled water. He kept his tone even. He told Mia she could go to the restroom with Grandma Denise. He did not let Mia sit in the middle of the tension. That made me angry again, because it made him look responsible. When Mia left the table, my mother asked Ethan why he could not just try harder and save the marriage. Ethan said he had tried. He said he would keep things peaceful for Mia, but he would not beg for basic respect. My mother said he was giving up. Ethan said he was choosing a proper path. I asked him what proper meant. He looked at me for a moment and said it meant he would not fight in circles anymore. He said he would handle things calmly. He did not say more. On the way out, Tara whispered that I should post something online, something about being strong and not settling. I nodded, because it felt like a weapon I could still use. But when I looked at Ethan putting Mia's coat on, I felt something different. It was not guilt, not exactly. It was fear that my story was not the only story anymore. Monday felt like the restaurant dinner never ended. People had said too much, and now the words lived in the air at home. Ethan did not argue with me anymore. He did not chase my mood. He moved like a man who decided he would not drown with me. In the morning, he sent me a text about Mia's week. He said he would do school drop-off on Tuesday and Thursday. He said he would pick her up on Wednesday because I stayed late at work. He asked if I could pack her snack bag the night before. I stared at the message and felt insulted, like he was acting like a manager. I replied that he was acting cold and that we needed to talk like adults. He replied that he was keeping things clear. He added that he would not fight by text. At the office, I told myself I would be fine. I walked in with my head high. I wore lipstick I did not need. I wanted people to see confidence. Janelle asked if I was okay after the family dinner because she had seen my face on a posted photo my sister shared. I said I was strong. I said Ethan was trying to punish me with silence and money. I said he wanted me to feel small. Noah, my manager, asked me for a quick word in the small HR room near the copy machine. He said there were rumors at work that were crossing lines. He asked if I was bringing private issues into the office. I acted shocked. I said people were exaggerating. I said I was only venting once, and then others repeated it. I said my husband was sensitive and took it too far. Noah said the company did not want drama. He said he needed me to keep things professional. He said he did not want anyone named in complaints. He said I should be careful with what I said in shared spaces. I nodded like I agreed, but inside I felt attacked. I told myself this was Ethan's fault too. I told myself he somehow made this happen. At lunch, I checked my phone and saw a missed call from no caller ID. There was no voicemail. I felt a quick stab of worry, then I told myself it was spam. I scrolled past it and opened Brent's chat instead. Brent answered fast. He asked if I was okay. I said home was tense, and Ethan was acting like a robot. I said I needed someone normal to talk to. Brent said he did not want to get involved in something messy. He said people at work were talking. He said he did not want his name connected to mine if my husband was watching. That last part made my skin prickle. I asked if Ethan had said something to him. Brent said no, but he said he had a feeling my husband was the type to collect things. He said calm men were often the most serious. I told Brent he was overthinking. I said Ethan was harmless. I said Ethan would never do anything real. I typed it like a challenge, like if I said it, it would stay true. After work, I went to the gym even though I did not feel like it. I told myself I was investing in myself. I told myself I was not trapped. In the gym lobby, the smell of rubber mats and clean soap hit me, and it made me feel like a different person for a moment. Brent was there by the water station. He asked if I wanted to talk. We sat on a bench near the lockers, where people walked past with towels over their shoulders. Brent kept his voice low. He asked if Ethan was making threats. I said no, Ethan was just sulking. I said he loved playing the wounded man. Brent asked if Ethan had access to my accounts or my phone plan. I asked why that mattered. Brent said it mattered because people got petty during breakups. I told him we were not breaking up. I told him Ethan was just being dramatic. Brent looked away and said he hoped I was right. He said he did not want a problem in the office. He said he had worked hard for his position. He said he did not want it ruined because of my marriage. I felt a flare of anger. I told him he was acting scared for no reason. He said he was acting smart. On the way home, I checked social media and saw that Janelle had posted another office photo, and people had commented with little jokes about husbands and money. It felt like the whole world had one eye on me now. I wanted to post something to control it. I wanted to say I was a strong woman who refused to settle. But part of me worried that any post would invite more attention. When I got home, the house looked too tidy. The entry table was cleared. The shoe rack was neat. Ethan had always been clean, but this felt different, like he was preparing for inspection. In the kitchen, I saw a sticky note near the fridge. It said, "Bring forms." It did not say which forms. That small unknown made my stomach turn. Ethan was at the dining table with his laptop open. A spreadsheet was on the screen, but I could not read the top. I saw rows and columns and dates. I asked what he was doing. He said he was organizing household costs. I said we already knew our costs. He said he wanted everything in one place. I tried to make it a fight. I asked if he was planning to leave me. He asked if I wanted to talk calmly. I said he was hiding behind calm to avoid responsibility. He said he was taking responsibility for Mia's stability. I told him he was acting like I was a danger to our child. He said he was acting like a parent. Mia came in and asked if we were eating together. Ethan said yes and asked her to wash her hands. Mia looked at me and asked if I was mad. I told her I was fine. Ethan told her grown-ups were just tired. He kept his voice gentle. I hated how gentle he sounded because it made me sound sharp, even when I tried to sound normal. After dinner, Ethan took Mia to the guest room to read. I stood at the bottom of the stairs and listened. I heard him turn pages and ask her what a word meant. I heard Mia answer in a small voice. I heard him say he was proud of her. It made my chest ache in a way I did not want to name. When Mia went to sleep, I followed Ethan to the stairwell landing. I told him we needed to fix this now. I said he was ruining our family by acting like a stranger. He asked what I wanted him to do. I said I wanted him to stop punishing me. He asked what I was sorry for. I said I was sorry he felt hurt. I said I was sorry he took my words the wrong way. He said that was not an apology. I said he was impossible. I said he wanted me to grovel. I said he was the reason I felt alone. I said if he had provided better, if he had been more of a man, none of this would be happening. I watched his face for a crack, for anger, for anything. Ethan did not shout. He did not step closer. He did not insult me. He just looked tired in his eyes. He said he would not argue on the stairs where Mia could hear. I said Mia was asleep. He said children still hear more than we think. Then he said one final thing, calm and flat. He said he would handle it properly. My hands were still shaking when I walked into the office tower lobby. A courier stepped in front of me and asked if I was Sula Pennington. I said yes. He handed me an envelope and said I was served. I saw Ethan across